Well, a very good afternoon. Welcome to our Vendée Globe Live. It's day 44 on the course, Wednesday, the 22nd of December. And news of the day, well, the leaders are dealing with this high-pressure system. We're looking at some compression, certainly with the leading groups, perhaps closing right up in the next few days. Meantime, behind Clarisse Kremer, Roman Attanasio and Louis Burton dealing with a low-pressure system coming down from New Zealand. Pip Hare has crossed Cape Lewin, and Didac will be crossing Cape Lewin later on his 40th birthday. What a great present for Didac Costa. A great present for me here on the stage is to have a couple of legends of the sport, Jean-Luc Van Den Heede and Nándor Fa with me today. Welcome, gentlemen. And I think we have another legend, or a legend in the making perhaps, Charlie Dallen on board Apivia. Charlie, how are you?
Hey, hi. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, very good. What's your weather situation just now, then, Charlie? You're going into a high pressure system. It looks very strategic just now.
Well, it's high pressure. It's clearly high pressure. You know, I've got this high pressure north of me, which is traveling east, roughly at the same pace as us, and I'm under high pressure due to this high pressure because my 90 mile distance to Metrocoque could transform into 1,000 if I cannot manage to outrace the high pressure. So yeah, I'm under a lot of pressure at the moment, trying to sail as hard as I can to be able to stay east of this high pressure center, which will travel toward us in a couple of days. Yeah, it's really stressful because yeah, I know I could if I don't manage, I could end up in a different system from Yannick and lose a lot of ground.
And Charlie, how do you actually monitor the progress of this high pressure system? What do you have in terms of information?
Well, I'm using the American weather model, the GFS, and the European model, the ECMWF. And the forecasts are not amazing at the moment. It's not easy for the models to predict the position of the center of the high. So routing, so it changes a lot. It changes a bit, as the new weather updates comes in. But yeah, that's what I use, and every now and then as well I use satellite imagery, to see what's going on, in real life. But yeah, it's a race against the I'm feeling I'm more racing against this high pressure than the other sailors at the moment.
You monitor the other sailors all the time, though, do you, or are you just pretty much looking at your own route?
Yeah, I'm looking at their speed. It's a good indication as well to see if the models are right or not. I can compare their angle and speed to what they should be able to do in the conditions they should have according to the grip file. So it's also a good indication to see if the models are in phase where they are. Yeah, I'm trying to use as many information, as many elements as I can to make up the best strategy.
Good. Listen, Charlie, I've got a couple of legends with me. We've got Jean-Luc Van Den Heede and Nándor Fa. They're just going to say a very quick hello to you. Nándor.
Hi, Charlie. This is Nándor. Nice to see you and nice to follow you. Tactically, it's not easy for you now, but we are just think about you and push it hard.
Thank you, Nándor. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah, thank you for your words. It's a bit weird the weather we have in the Pacific at the moment. You know, I feel like I'm more selling a Figaro leg than the Vendée Globe at the moment. You know, it's full-on racing. I've got as many square meters of sails I can have hoisted. Yeah, it's really weird. I was not expecting to be sailing like this 55 south, you know, before the start of the race.
Jean-Luc, a quick hello.
Hello, Charlie. Yes, it is a great pleasure to talk with you because I follow you with very patient. But you seem to be quite tired. You arrived to sleep and with this high pressure following you?
Well, yeah, well, it's the middle of the night for me, so that's probably why I look tired. I should be asleep right now. It's obviously easier, as you know, it's easier to sleep at night than during the day. But yeah, it's kind of keeping me awake. But you know, it's hard to find a balance between you know, pushing the boat and also resting, because I know in the long term, you know, when the wind really starts to get light, we'll have to be you know, in top shape. So yeah, it's no easy compromise to find between you know, between getting some rest and trimming the boat to be as fast as possible.
Okay, Charlie. Good luck and stay safe with the boat and you. Bye bye.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Thank you for your time in the middle of the night, and good luck. We'll speak to you again in a few days.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers, Andy. Cheers, Jean-Luc and Nándor. Bye.
So Nándor, 55 degrees south and a high pressure. Wasn't like that in your days?
Yes, the Pacific Ocean is always really fighty, not because of the bad weather, sometimes because of that, but sometimes because it needs a lot of maneuvers. Jibing, somehow to follow the wind. For me, the Pacific was never easy. Indian, it's maybe interesting, but the Indian was more simple for me than the Pacific.
Jean-Luc, what do you think of this race? I say they're at 55 degrees south. It's like summer in the day.
This race is like all the other races. Each time it is, each time you think that everything happened in the Vendée Globe, and each time the Vendée Globe is a new story. This time we thought that this are a lot faster than the others, and the game is done and so on. And the game is not done. It is a surprise to see Maître Coq ahead, and it is a surprise to see Charal who stops, and Hugo Boss and so on. And so each time the Vendée Globe write a new page of a story.
You had a great experience against the winds in the wrong way. Last time you did, and the record you hold, much further to south.
Oh, yes, that's also a little bit different to go against the wind than to go with the wind, because you have to go under the weather system, so you have to change the sails more and so on. But it is another challenge. These boats are not made to go around the world the wrong way.
No, designed for that.
But what do you think about the whole concept of the exclusion zone for the ice? You guys sailed down to 60, something like that?
In the first Vendée Globe, we had no limit. And I go down at 62 south, and I was surrounded by icebergs everywhere and so on. So this is not good. I think it's better to have a limit, and all the people stay up of this limit, and it is the security of the race. The race is a game, and for a game, it is not necessary to put your life in danger for that. You must stay safe, and I think it is normal that they make a limit now After the second Vendée Globe, we have some limits, not so much, and after they make more and more limits, and I think it is completely normal.
And who's impressing you most on this race of all this? Who's the skipper that's outstanding for you in this race? Anyone in particular, or just all of them?
When I look at the boat, I like a lot the boat of Armel Tripon because I think he was a little bit different of the others, and it is the kind of boat that I like, but unfortunately he has problems, and so he cannot be as well as I suppose he was. And I was also surprised. I know very well. I know Maître Coq, and I am very happy he's ahead. And this is very this kind of thing must encourage people and see that it is not the biggest budget who are ahead. Maître Coq has a good budget, but not so much, and he's ahead today. So there is nothing is written before on the Vendée Globe.
That's indeed the case. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's look at the standings at midday. Well, as Jean-Luc was just saying, Yannick Besthaven on Maître Coq still out in front. Charlie Dallin has caught a little bit, about 30 miles. He's now 90 miles behind in second. Thomas Riong is third at 174.9 miles behind. Boris Harman is in fourth. He's 58 miles ahead of Jean Le Cam. Jean Le Cam is in fifth. Benjamin Dutreux in sixth. 82 miles between him and Damien Sagan. Sagan is 29 miles ahead of Isabelle Joschke. Isabelle Joschke is in eighth. 37 miles ahead of Giancarlo Padotti. Then Maxime Sorel in 10th. Louis Burton is in 11th, making good speed. He was making 15 knots since he's made that repair, and he's going to really push things, he was saying earlier on, and try and catch up with the boats in front. Further down, Alan Rura in 15th, doing 17.6 knots. We spoke with him earlier on the day. He's really going well and is really in phase with the wind just now. Pip Hare, as they say, has crossed Cape Lewin. She is doing 13.6 knots at the moment. Stéphane Le Raison is not far behind her, and a little bit more of a gap back to Didac Casta, the birthday boy. And next page, Miranda Merrin, 23rd. Ari Hosella in 26th, and Sebastian Destremo still heading slowly towards Australia. Will he make his decision there, what he's going to do? But he's still got significant problems with his steering, has Sebastian Destremo. So let's go back to Nándor. Nándor, your memories of the last race in particular, what was outstanding about it for you?
For me, the biggest change was that very precise weather information. I mean, the data we could download from satellite, and making the routing, which in my case, it was perfect. I loved it. Daily, I made 3-4 short period of routing, and at least 1-2 middle distance, couple of days, and at least one long distance. For me, that very precise possibility for meteo sailing, it was really amazing. I loved it.
But you had your problems, didn't you? You had moments when
yeah, just small moments. I was very happy not to climb the mast anytime. That was really safe and reliable. I had electric problems, wiring problems, because the corrosion is working always. On that places where seawater never comes in, and just the fume comes and makes really strange corrosions. So sometimes I lost the automatic steering, and I didn't find immediately what is the problem. And at last I found a connection piece which was completely corroded. But sails, I lost my A7. This is the strong wind Jenneker, and that was my biggest loss in that race at the very beginning of the Indian. And for the rest of the South, I didn't have that sail, and that is the most important and perfect choice, and I was really upset to lose that. But on the other hand, I had no problem with the food, no with the water, no anything else. And interesting to listen to the guys, because I always run the routing of the surrounding boats, not only mine, just the others. And I could see how they are doing. They are making mistakes or following the routing or not. It was interesting always to see the rivals routing.
Indeed. Jean-Luc, what do you think of the level of communication in this race now, where the skippers are talking to each other by WhatsApp, they talk to their family, their friends? It's not like your day, is it?
No, it is not like we did in the first Vendée Globe. We had Saint-Lys Radio. We can have a contact, but it was very hard in the south, and we use a lot ham radio. I remember Claude FC things like that, talking every day with me, and. But there was no picture, no camera, nothing like that. You know, it was quite a lot different. Today you can call anybody when you want, as you want. But also at that time, in the first Vendée Globe, we had a special time to communicate each other between all the competitors, and when we know exactly what happened on each boat, because it was on HF radio, like ham radio, and everybody knows what happened on the other boats. Now it is completely different. Everybody is in his race. He can call one friend, but you cannot hear what happened to all the
other skippers. Yeah, I mean that's a very good point, because it's very different. Did you speak together before on the ocean in a race?
Oh yes.
We used to communicate.
We were in the second Vendée Globe, and in the second Vendée Globe we talk.
Yes, it was an interesting story, but it's another story. So back to the communication. Now you just push the numbers and you can call by telephone your team, your family, but it's a double sharp of business, because it's nice to talk to the family, especially at Christmas time. That demolition feeling just put down, and you listen the waves, you listen the roaring situations. Just from one end to the other end, it was hard to my soul.
Indeed, I think that's something that Boris Herrmann is getting used to just now. Jean-Luc, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully you'll come and join us again at some point over the course of the race. There's plenty more racing to go in this Vendée Globe. Let's have a look at the weather situation as of just now. Say the leaders going into this high pressure system, which is giving a little bit of a conundrum, as Charlie Dallin alluded to. So the weather today, well, first of all, actually, we're going to just look a little bit at the hours of darkness just now. This is night, so darkness just now in this area underneath Australia and New Zealand. So you can see that at the moment our Matricoch are just coming out into the daylight, into the dawn, at the same time as Merci Sébastien d'Estremaux is pretty much at sundown. So in terms of the weather then, just very briefly in terms of systems, we have this high pressure system that the leaders are going into. We have a low pressure system coming down here, which is affecting Clarisse Kramer and Roman Attanasio in particular, and Louis Burton. Then this little bigger low pressure system at the back, which is coming in for Sébastien d'Estremaux. And meantime, in the middle there, you've got just underneath Cap Louin, you've got Pip Hare is in here, and she is just riding the top of the frontal system and going quite nicely just now. So they've had good conditions the last few days. So in a little bit more detail then, this is our situation at the front of the fleet. We're talking about this high pressure system, which is going to be going on for the next few days. This is moving to the southeast, and as it does that, it's going to cut off the leaders, and they'll end up with no wind or very, very light winds for a long period at the ice gate, at the exclusion zone, and so they're really required to all go to the north, and we're going to have to watch and see how that goes. We can see Jean Le Cam and Boris Herman at the moment, or we saw that this morning. They're already starting to go north, and as have Charlie Dallin and Thomas Riong. So their options are to try and follow Maitre Koch or to go north earlier. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next few days. We are seeing consistent compression, and as we get towards Cape Horn, we could see 15 boats within 700 or 800 miles, something like that, and certainly possibly at some point the top 8 boats within 100 miles. So it's going to be an interesting few days. So that's the weather situation just now. I understand that we might have Didac Costa, who's on board One Planet, One Ocean on his 40th birthday. Didac, and Alish in Barcelona, perhaps.
Yes, I am here, Andy.
And Didac?
Hola, estoy aquí, sí, estoy escuchando. Hello.
So Alish.
Hola, Didac. Oye, felicidades, que hoy es tu 40 cumpleaños.
Sí, ya es un buen sitio para celebrarlo, sí.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo va tu cumpleaños?
Gracias, muchas gracias. Bien, feliz. Bueno, espero pasarlo antes de que termine el día, estará justo, pero bueno, en todo caso estoy bien, además hace un día más tranquilo hoy, así que lo he podido celebrar mejor, con condiciones buenas.
Andy, Didac is very happy to celebrate his birthday today, and probably he's going to pass later on the Cape Lewin, so and the time looks it's going better, the weather, so he's really happy to celebrate his birthday like this.
And what will he do to celebrate? Does he have anything special, or is he not minded to be celebrating today?
Didac, ¿tienes alguna cosa pensada para celebrar el cumpleaños? ¿Alguna cosa especial que tengas para comer o para hacer?
Sí, ya lo he hecho, ya he estado comiendo cosas un poco diferentes aparte de los sobres frisados. Sí, hoy me he alimentado de embutido, de sobrasada, de chocolate también, turrones. No sé si ha sido muy nutritivo, pero sí que ha sido más bueno y diferente que los otros días.
He had some different meals for his birthday, and he just not only eat freeze-dried food, he also eat a good ham, good sausages, and Christmas pudding, and inlay also. So he already had a different meal to celebrate his birthday today.
Excellent. Alish, that's lovely. If you just thank Didac so much and wish him a happy birthday from all of us here in Les Sables d'Olonne, particularly Nándor Fa, who's with us on the plateau.
Didac, mira.
Hi guys, Nándor, and I wish you very nice days for Christmas and for the birthday. Also, you can make a party there in the boat.
Cool.
Didac, mira, aquí en el plató tienes a Nándor Fa que te saluda y te da muchos ánimos. Dice que puedes hacer fiesta hoy, que hoy tienes permiso para hacer fiesta, y te da muchos recuerdos y un abrazo muy grande por tu cumpleaños.
Muy bien, pues muchas gracias y sí, intentaré que sea un día un poco diferente. Además, las condiciones acompañan un poco, son tranquilas, pero bueno, es difícil un poco abstraerse de la regata, aunque sí que es un día especial y diferente, sí. Y un saludo a Nándor.
Okay, Nándor, Didac says hello to you and a big hug for everyone.
Good, thank you. Lovely. So it's Didac's birthday. Nándor, I mean, you know Didac quite well. He's a very hard Barcelona skipper, isn't he? He's
I guess
third round the world race in 5 years.
Yes, and always had some unexpected technical problems. I especially remember the fire and lightning, and burned out the boat and started again to install. And at last could start.
He's having a good race, isn't he?
Finish the race. That was amazing effort from him.
I mean, one of the things I love about Didac was you remember in the Barcelona race, he raced the Barcelona race.
Yes, yes.
And when he got back, he was a few hours back after the finish, and Jean Le Cam was doing his delivery back to Brittany from Barcelona, and Didac said, "I'll come with you." Went straight on and did the delivery back to Barcelona, back to Brittany with Jean on his boat because he was looking for a delivery crew.
He is a really dedicated guy.
So Nándor, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully I believe you've bought yourself a little office here and you're going to become
yes,
your second home.
Yep, thank you. We are working here and at home, and nice to be here, nice to see the guys, nice to say hello, take care, and good luck.
Excellent. So that is Nándor Fa with us here in Les Sables d'Olonne. Join us tomorrow for our Vendée Globe live at 12:30 UTC and indeed 13:30 here in France. Any questions, do put them on our social media channels on Facebook, on Twitter or on Instagram. Join us tomorrow.